$67,000, $696 from the CDBG funds for the fiscal year of 2014. They just received approval from DCED on October 2nd on that.
Okay, then in old business, we're gonna have a motion to amend the MMO for the 2015 MMO Police Pension Plan Worksheet. Number 7, the amount changed from 9,384 to 9,344. On your worksheets, the total municipal obligation is $50,250. And that amount that was corrected is the amount the employees contribute. Correct? Mm-hmm. Want a motion to adjust that?
I'll make a motion to adjust the pension plan.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I missed citizen participation. Oh, all right. Back to citizen participation. Anybody?
About any topic?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chauncey Hearn, just going back to the police issue. I had an incident 2 weeks ago. My wife set off our alarm during the day, and she didn't realize it because our siren wasn't working, which we didn't know at the time. And I got a 1-800 number call on my phone. I was done at work and I didn't take it, but within 3 minutes she called me on the phone telling me her story, and she had been in the house. She saw somebody walking around her house, and it was Officer Dahl. He had done a full walk around with the house within 2 minutes of our alarm going off. And knocked on the door, came in, made sure everything was okay inside. And I don't have any special relationship with him. I was just impressed with his response and, you know, what he did. Also, I can't speak for the fire company, but as a firefighter, and just seeing the work that they do in the township, giving us size-ups, giving us, you know, first-hand account information as we're coming to scene, I think it's priceless information, you know, patient care, things like that. I think it would definitely be compromised without having that service.
Okay. Thanks. Anybody else?
Yeah, I do. For Paul, if I may ask, last month you mentioned you were concerned about the abuse of overtime. That was one of the questions that we thought. Why in particular? I mean, is there a...
Well, that's an added expense that, if it's unwarranted, we'd like to try and control it.
Okay. Well, as a supervisor, do you pull reports for department activity?
That's provided to us.
You do get that on the, by that? And the overtime pay, is that compared to the base rate, how much more is that for overtime? 1.5 times, or?
Yeah.
It is 1.5?
Yeah.
Okay. And you do pull reports of overtime costs versus regular pay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the different departments? So you do have that. Okay. And do you have an idea of what the percentages of labor is for the overtime?
I'm not sure what
I mean, like,
percentage it is.
the percentage of overtime versus labor? No? Okay. I'm just curious. Thank you.
Just doing real quick numbers off the top of my head, because I know what their base salary is and what their take-home is. I'm going to say about 20%.
20% maybe, plus minus?
Just without doing exact numbers.
No, I understand. Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, last month was also discussed about police reports. Do you have a copy of a police report? They're going to be made public for us. I thought they were going to be put in the paper, or these are going to have handouts for us.
Yeah, we didn't get one. We didn't meet with the chief. He wants to know exactly what we're looking for. But we did not have that meeting.
Okay.
Well, I have a question too. How are the overtime hours distributed? Are they part of the coverage assignment? Are they at the end of the day that causes them to run over into overtime?
Right now, how they have overtime is usually when they do, if they have a call that goes out and they're at the end of the shift, or if they're also doing, what's it called? The task force?
Oh, the task force,
The task force and the aggressive driving,
Going to court.
going to court, yeah. There's just different.
But isn't your aggressive driving is refunded through the state, through grants, correct?
Not all of it.
Only the wages.
The wages, but they don't pay the taxes or the benefits that go with it, but their base salary is paid, yes.
And which officer got the most overtime last year?
I don't know without going through it.
Yeah, without looking at
You don't know how many hours we're talking about with the overtime? Do you have any idea how many hours overtime they received last year?
if we had a report, we have a report, I just don't know the number here. Every year we have a report, an end of year report.
Are the officers aware that they want to be cut down? Are they making an effort to try to cut down those hours now that you're speaking about it to them?
Well, there's a couple ways. I know Lee Heighton has a policy that any overtime is unjustified overtime would have to be approved by the board. Now, if you're in the middle of an accident, they're not gonna call it their 8-hour shift and say, can we finish it up? That's a given.
Well, how can you determine when it's justified or unjustified?
Well, like, I guess the aggressive driving,
So that's unjustified as aggressive driving.
well, that's extra, it's not. Yeah, I guess it would be unjustified, right? Because it's not mandatory.
No,
They're not
it's
saying they
additional.
have to, they're mixing it up.
Are you talking about schools that they're going to?
No,
Is there anything done with that?
yeah, they go to schools.
Or-
They have to go to so many classes a year. I don't know the exact. There's certain certifications they have to attend.
But driving, that's why the aggressive driving was a concern. I live out here in Fairland, and with the increase in traffic, with a detour, I'm seeing a tremendous amount of, the traffic has increased tenfold in our area.
Well, aggressive driving was only certain roads, it wasn't every road, it was your highways, like designated areas. 209, 248.
I'm just saying that there's quite a bit going on out here, and their presence has been a little bit more active in our area just because of that. But when we're I understand dealing with overtime and that there's problems, which every township and city has dealt with, but we need to have them out there. There are people flying up this road at 100 miles an hour daily, not once in a while, daily. I'm out on the property, and I just think maybe through more enforcement locally, generate more revenue, of course, but as far as cutting back on time, I'm not all for overtime. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that their presence is necessary. And if it runs into overtime that can be picked up through their productivity, the offset of costs that are involved there, it's just a deep concern of mine. My favorite sign is when I come this way and see the sign before the school, drive as if your kids live here. And if you were where I am and see the way these people drive, you wouldn't want to live there with your kids. I patrol fields. I'm caretaker of one of the largest landowners in the township, and it's a deep concern of mine what's going on between the driving and garbage being thrown out. Every other day I'm collecting garbage and stuff. It's drug garbage too. which leads into that category.
If you want to know.
You know, everybody knows about the presence of that in the
Huh?
township. You know, that it needs to be tempered. That's just my concern, okay? And it's the reason why I came. Just wanted to see, make sure that things were running its course. Doing away with police department is not
Wait.
an option.
When you're talking about this aggressive driving, did we sign a contract with someone to do this, or? We did. And the supervisors signed that contract too? They were aware of it before this all started?
Yes, but now that expired, and we didn't renew.
Oh, you didn't renew it?
No.
Okay.
I have another,
Anybody?
yeah, I have another one if you don't mind. Does the state police provide additional backup when requested?
Yeah.
Yeah? And how long does that take for them to respond to a backup call?
No clue.
Any idea? I guess, and so we're just thinking from last week, you know, we know that the calls could go anywhere from a half hour to an hour and a half or not responding at all from some of the citizens that were here talking on their own cases. All right, so we don't know. And then,
Frank, if the experience over at East Penn is any example, the state police, if it's an emergency, normally respond within 10, 15 minutes, what they consider emergency. Anything else could be an hour, could be 2 hours. Like this gentleman could be 2 hours before
Right.
they respond to an alarm.
but I mean, if it was the backup to another officer, hopefully it's going to be one of the quicker
Normally,
ones.
your local police departments are more of your backups,
Okay.
mutual aid.
Yeah, and Franklin, Lehighton, and Mahoney, and as East Penn and mutual aid, they all have mutual aid.
Okay,
So if
so
it goes down, they all assist each other.
all right, that's the quick backup, basically.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, then we'll move on. Do old business. Now we'll move on to new business. Opening and awarding the bids for the asphalt paver.
Yes, I know you can. Not my letter opener. The only bid we did receive was from Stevenson's Equipment Incorporated. And we had a specification list for at least a 2004 model year or newer, excuse me, yeah. And he's checked all the markings here, and the bid price is $35,800 and includes delivery to the township. Just want to look at the spec list before we make the motion.
Do you know what the specs are?
Yeah, yeah,
Awarded
we've-
pending.
This is a machine that we rented, so we know everything that it is. Yeah.
All right, do I have a motion to award the bid?
I'll make the motion to purchase this paper from Stevenson's Equipment.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, we need a motion to adopt the Franklin Township's towing policy.
Huh?
You want to endorse it? Yes.
Well,
I'll make a motion to adopt the towing policy for Franklin Township.
I'll second it.
Can be.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. That should be then, that you should notify both the road crew and the police department of that policy.
Okay. Do you wanna make, notify the road crew?
Later.
And then the next one, the adoption of Franklin Township gift policy prohibiting the acceptance of any gifts.
I'll make a motion to adopt the gift policy for Franklin Township.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We need a motion for adoption of resolution number 2014-20, signature authorization for signing a PennDOT winter maintenance agreement.
I'll make a motion to authorize signature for PennDOT.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We need a motion for adoption of agreement number 2014-1, the PennDOT winter maintenance agreement for 5-year term, 2014 and 2019.
I'll make that motion to adopt that.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Questions from the press?
Can I have a copy of that towing policy?
Yes, if anybody needs it, I
And
have it up
the
there.
gift policy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have it in there somewhere.
I just couldn't find it. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Is you recorded?
Can we get